Boy, we're just having a tough time here today, aren't we?
Is 1/3 acid, vinegar or citrus juice, to 2/3 cup of oil. Look for whole grains and lower sodium when you buy things like bread, pasta, crackers, and snacks. Choose poultry and fish and limit red meat. Always look for leaner pieces and trim away skin and visible fat before cooking. Finally, here are a few examples of some simple swaps that you can try. Whole wheat flour for white flour. For every cup of white flour your recipe calls for, substitute 7/8 cup of whole wheat. Unsweetened applesauce for oil or butter. If your recipe calls for 1 cup of oil, substitute a half cup of unsweetened applesauce.
I am so sorry, you guys. Every time I touch something, it stops. This is not the way it was supposed to go today.
Cooking. Finally, here are a few examples of some simple swaps that you can try. Whole wheat flour for white flour. For every cup of white flour your recipe calls for, substitute 7/8 cup of whole wheat. Unsweetened applesauce for oil or butter. If your recipe calls for 1 cup of oil, substitute a half cup of unsweetened applesauce and a half cup of oil. Vanilla for sugar. Cutting sugar in half and adding a teaspoon of vanilla adds a lot of flavor with significantly fewer calories. Mashed bananas for butter or oil. 1 cup of mashed bananas in place of 1 cup of butter or oil.
Well, that took us forever to get through, didn't it? All right, let's go to our next slide if it will let me. Oh, you guys are being so patient. Thank you. Can you guys see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Can you see it now? No, it went away, didn't it?
All very liars.
You guys can tell can you guys tell that we had our competition yesterday and Nip seems to be too tired to run her PowerPoint today. Have you noticed that?
No.
You're too good, Gabriel, because I've noticed it. It is not liking our transition today.
Yeah.
You guys are being so patient. I'm getting out of it again. Escaping it. Go to the next one. Now we'll do it. Okay. Can you guys see the screen now? No. And how about now?
Yeah, I see it.
Yay!
There we
Yay!
go, there.
Yep, it's about time, huh? Thanks for your patience. So we're going to talk about controlling what goes into your body, healthy cooking, smart shopping, and swapping those ingredients like we talked about. So I'm going to ask Peter to unmute himself. Peter, can you see your screen? So we want to do healthy swap number 1, Peter. And I want butter or lard. Lard is like butter, you guys. It's the fat that comes off of certain things. Margarine, again, it looks like butter. And coconut oil. If those are not healthy for me, Peter, what could I select? What does it say I could swap it for?
A bit avocados.
All Olive oil and avocados. What else?
And nut butters.
Nut butters.
And salmon.
Salmon.
Sunflower seeds.
Perfect. Thank you, Peter. So if I want to be healthier and I don't want to use all that butter, which we know, you guys, butter makes our food taste really, really good, or lard, margarine, coconut oil. If we want to be healthier, Peter just told us we could use olive oil, avocados, nut butters, salmon, which I must tell you, I would never use as a substitute, but it's very healthy, and sunflower seeds. Thanks, Peter. So healthy swap number 2. I want Gilbert to unmute himself. Gilbert, okay. If I want something with beans, but I want a healthier version, I don't want to use canned veggies or beans. What could I use?
No salt added or low sodium or rinse and drain beans.
Perfect. So I want beans like in my chili, right? I like beans in my chili.
Yeah.
But I don't want that much salt from the beans. So I'm going to have no salt or low sodium, because do you guys you guys have got to stay on mute for me. You got to stay on mute.
Mhm.
Okay, so who do I need to put on mute? That's noisy. Let's see.
Yes.
I think that's Barbara. I'm going to put you on mute, Barbara. You got to stay on mute for me. Oops. And so then if I can't find no salt or low sodium, I'm going to pour my beans out of the can into the sink in a cauldron, and I'm going to rinse it all off. If you remembered in the video, remember it said rinse it to get the salt off. And that's what we did for the beans. All right, so I would like Sierra to unmute herself. For healthy swap number 3, Sierra, if I'm wanting something with fruit, but I want it to be healthier, I don't want to use frozen fruit with all those sugars, and I don't want to use canned fruit in syrup. What do I want to use, Sierra?
So for frozen fruit with added sugars, you can swap it out for unsweetened frozen fruit. And then for canned fruit in syrup, you can swap it out for canned fruit in water.
Perfect. That was a wonderful explanation, Sierra. Great job. All right, for swap number 4, Gabe, are you unmuted? Could you answer this one for me? We already talked about it. If I don't want to use butter or shortening, what else could I use, Gabe?
You can use for olive oil, corn oil, or canola oil.
Oh, that was fabulous. Thank you. So we could use all kinds of different things for butter and shortening, right? Thank you, Gabe. Brittany, can you unmute yourself? On the video, they talked about how we can make our own salad dressing. Can you explain that to everybody, how we can make our own salad dressing?
To make your own salad dressing, you could use oil, then acid vinegar or citrus, and herbs.
Very nice. Now, Brittany, when they say acid, do they mean the like battery acid, or do they mean like an acidy oil or vinegar, citrus? Those are acidy things. So not acid like the battery, right? But acid like vinegar.
Yes.
Perfect, Brittany. Thank you so much for that. All right, we have a swap number 6, and I would really like for Tulonga to answer that. Tulonga, can you come off mute? If we don't use white flour, Tulonga, what flour should we use? Can you see that picture there? What flour could we use, Tulonga? Up, did Tulonga get off? He might not be on anymore. Nicole Kelly, can you help Tulonga? I don't think, oh, there you is. Kelly or Nicole, can you help Tulonga? What could we switch white flour for?
I would
Oh.
say whole wheat flour.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Tulonga, was that right? Is it
Yeah.
whole wheat flour we can use? Yes? Good, Tulonga and Nicole, thank you very much for that. All right, swap number 7. I would like for Ryan Guinan to unmute
Oh.
himself. And
How that
Ryan,
works?
I have to tell you, I love a big juicy steak or a big juicy hamburger. You know, there's some of my favorite, but they're not always that healthy. What could I eat instead of a big juicy steak to be healthy?
I totally agree with you. I love meat myself,
Yeah,
but
me
you want
too.
way to be healthy using the skin and portion and fish.
Very nice, right? I think we probably, most of us like some red meat once in a while, but Ryan is right. It's got to be skinless because guess what? That chicken skin, even though it's the best and it's crispy, that's the worst part of our chicken. So we want to eat chicken without the skin. And that's hard because I love it. I love it.
Me too.
Me too. All right. Kyle, can you unmute yourself? And we're going to talk about healthy swap number 8. Again, we've talked a little bit about butter, but I bet you guys didn't know what Kyle's going to tell us. Kyle, what can we substitute butter with?
Unsweetened applesauce.
That's exactly right. Have any of you ever used unsweetened applesauce for butter? Have you, Peter? Good for you. You're healthier than us. Kyle, have you ever done unsweetened applesauce?
I did back in Easter seals.
Oh, you did? So you knew how to make that switch then. So good for you guys. So if you don't want to use butter in like your cake mix, right? That's what I'm thinking, cake mix and cookie. You can use unsweetened applesauce to put in your cake or cookies. All right, number 9, I would like for Ian to unmute himself. So Ian, I just want you to do the top one because I'm going to have somebody else do the butter or oil. So Ian, we love sugar, right? Sugar's in everything, our sodas, our cookies, our cakes. Heck, it's in some of our sauces, sweet teriyaki sauce, we have tons of sugar in. So what could we use? And this was in the video, instead of sugar, Ian, what could we use?
We can use one half sugar and vanilla extract.
Yep. Have you guys ever used vanilla extract? Do you know what that is? It's really very nice. It's a little syrup that your mom and dad might have in their cupboard. And sometimes they use it for vanilla cookies. And it's really sweet and it tastes really good, but it's better for you than sugar. So they're saying use half the amount of sugar and put in some vanilla extract and it will make it sweet and taste really good. Thanks, Ian. So Kimberly, can you unmute yourself for the next one? Are you online and can unmute? Nope, I don't see Kimberly. How about Kailani? Kailani, can you unmute yourself? All right. Okay, Kailani. So I'm going to ask you, we've talked a lot about butter and oil, haven't we? And because we're talking about butter and oil, we use that a lot and it's really bad for us. Can you tell me what it says here that we could use instead of butter or oil?
Sour apple.
A banana. Can you read that? What is that a picture of there on the screen? Or are you on your iPhone or a cell phone? It
No,
might be
I'm
hard to
reading
see on a
God,
cell
but
phone. You're
My
on
cell
on your cell phone. I'm sorry, Kailani. Because you can't see it. I'm gonna have Willa help you if that's all right, because I think she is on a computer, Kailani. So Willa, do you see that picture there? And I know that Melissa can help you. What's the picture of that we can use instead of butter or oil?
Instead of butter or oil, you can swap it for mashed banana.
I think Gilbert comes
Mashed
from
banana. I have never heard of swapping it for mashed bananas. I'm gonna have to try that the next time. Mashed bananas, I love it. Kimberly, can you think of anything else that we might be able to substitute good things for bad things? Do you do some substituting at home for your food? What do you think? What could we do? No, that's okay if you don't know. That's all right. I'm going to ask Kylie. Kylie, can you unmute yourself? What can you think of that you can substitute to make something healthier?
What was I gonna say?
Remember when we first got on, I was talking about some stuff, some fried chicken. Instead of fried chicken, what could you have?
Skinless poultry and fish.
There you go. That's exactly right. Skinless poultry or fish. You could grill your chicken instead of frying your chicken, right?
Or we could bake it too.
Yeah, or you can bake it. See, you did know the answer to that. So you could bake it. Good job, Kylie. All right, Stephen Smith. I think you might be the last one I've called on. Can you unmute, Stephen? Do you want to tell us something else that you could eat that would be healthy? Oh, you're still on mute, Stephen.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good, Stephen. Thank you, guys. Does anybody want to unmute and tell us something that they can substitute healthy? Oh, I see Ryan put in here veggie pizza. And did you guys know you can make your pizza dough just where Peter's saying? You can make it out of cauliflower. Your bread, the pizza dough, instead of using the flour and butter and sugar, you can make it out of cauliflower. And then Brittany saying, is that, nope, that's Peter saying applesauce. Kailani, sour apple. You know, Kailani, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try apple. All right. Okay, you guys, that was good talking. Did I miss anybody or did I get everybody to get a chance to talk? I think I got everybody. If I missed you, you let me know, okay? All right, you guys. So we talked today about making healthy choices. We don't have to make our healthy food taste yucky, right? None of us want yucky food. And when we talk about healthy food, sometimes we think it's going to taste not very good, right? But if we use the ingredients we just talked about today, I think it will make our healthy food taste better. Oh, and look, we got a couple more banana bread using bananas and maybe whole wheat flour, Kailani, instead of white flour. Brittany says instead of pasta, use a zucchini to make the noodles. Have you guys ever had zucchini pasta or squash pasta? It's ono. It's ono. Thank you, Brittany. That's exactly right. Let's see, we've got another one here. Beyond Burger. They are good, aren't they, Peter? And then Gilbert, that's right, squash pasta. Good job, you guys. So you guys, I know I took longer than we normally take for Health Corner, but I wanted to thank you for this. And I want all of you guys to come back next Tuesday or Monday. Sorry, it's been a long day. Next Monday. And we're going to do a little bit more of this. And I'm going to ask you guys lots of questions. So from this Monday to next Monday, you guys do a little research, okay? And see if you can come up with some more healthy things you can tell me. And Sierra's saying if you don't have the healthy ingredients, you can make, excuse me, half of what the recipe says, right? So if you make, let's say you have a really juicy hamburger and you decide I'm going to have that hamburger, maybe half of the hamburger, right? And then you guys, have you ever tried turkey burger instead of beef burger or chicken burger? There's all kinds of things, and I want you guys to think about it for next week, okay? All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. You guys were fabulosus, and I'm